Welcome everybody to Business Monday. I'm Josh Fenton, CEO of GoLocal. This is Ernie Almonte, former Auditor General of the state of Rhode Island, ran for General Treasurer, big-time accountant, but here in a really important role as one of the leaders on putting together World Trade Day. Trade is obviously a critical part of Rhode Island's economy, whether it's at Proport, whether it's at Quonset or rail and being shipped, imported or exported all over the world. This event's been going on up at Bryant University for a couple decades nearly.
34 years now.
34 years, and it was led for the last couple decades by Ray Fogarty, a person that both of us knew very well. You were incredibly close with him, head of the Chafee Center for Trade for Business up at Bryant. Talk a little bit about the transition without Ray and what you're planning this year.
Well, I'm first of all, thank you for letting me be here today. And I'm very fortunate to be the co-chair along with Betty Robson for World Trade Day. And really, this is a conclusion of a request that Ray Fogarty made to me, asking me if I would co-chair. So it's a special year. We're going to have a tribute to Ray. And we're going to carry on because our mission, as Ray's mission was all the time, is to help businesses to export and become successful in exporting for the state of Rhode Island. That's what this day is all about, World Trade Day on May 22nd at Bryant University.
The Trade Day, I've been to it a number of times. I had worked with Ray, been involved with getting Ray's team to do research relative to critical issues, actually led to the cranes coming to Proport, his team's work in that initiative. The one thing that he was so incredibly good at was really pulling together all the key players and getting them in a room to be able to find a solution, which is the opportunity for success of Rhode Island, right? Isn't that really the core element of what makes us different?
Sure, because one of the ways to be successful is to collaborate with other people. Ray had a way of connecting the dots. He'd listen to you to find out what your needs were, and then he made sure that he connected you with the right people to fill in either your weaknesses or enhance your positive attributes that you had so you could be a success. And he was smart enough to partner with the Commerce Department for the state of Rhode Island. You know, Stephan Pride has been a great tribute to Bryant and the whole global event support financially, support with contact, support with the right incentives to bring business to Rhode Island to be successful. So he's been a great cheerleader for our organization. We're very grateful to Stephan Pride and the Rhode Island Commerce Department.
Rhode Island is unique. I was talking to a business person. We were talking about an event last summer on blockchain technology. And we were talking about how unusual it was. And he said, well, maybe we could have done that in another state. I said, really? You could have gotten the Speaker of the House, the Governor, the Secretary of Commerce. I said, if you tried that in California, they would have laughed at you. There's nobody. I don't care if you were Apple Computer, you couldn't get all those people in the same room at the same time. That's really our opportunity here. On World Trade Day, I think people often forget not only what the importance are for exports, of different products that are manufactured or produced here in Rhode Island, but also on the import side and what's coming into the state and what's that fueling to the economy.
Right, and it's important to understand we do talk about both the imports and the exports, as you said, Josh. I mean, one of the things about World Trade Day is really to talk about best practices. It's networking with other businesses and learning from their experiences. And again, according to Ray's tradition, which we're going to continue, is to really to give you an idea of what the future looks like. You know, a lot of people have apps to let them know what the weather looks like and how to plan for that. Imagine going to a conference where we're talking about what's coming down the road in business so you can plan for that on your pathway to success.
I had former Prime Minister of Ireland, Kenny, on GoLocal Live a number of months ago, and he was talking about the impact of not only Brexit and what's the positive impact that that's having on places like Dublin, but he was also talking about the impact of now the direct flights out of TF Green to Europe and how that's really transformed things. It's so inexpensive. I mean, it's cheaper to fly from Providence to Dublin, Ireland than it is to take an Acela train to New York City. And it's probably almost the same amount of time. One's 3 hours and one's a little over 5 hours. That implication for Providence, for Rhode Island as a whole, southeastern Massachusetts is transformative. Is the model of how Rhode Island thinks, are we as advanced as what our transportation opportunities are now?
Well, I have done both those trips, you sell a train and a trip to Ireland, so you are right. But it goes back to your original question about how great it is to work together with the governor, the speaker of the House, the Senate president, because we can pull all these things together. And that's what happens is by attending a conference like World Trade Day and by working with the Commerce Department of Rhode Island, don't just assume you can't do something. Have the conversation with the leaders because, like you said, it's different than any other state. We can pull them all together so you can meet with them, tell them about your problem, and we can resolve that issue.
Right.
Because I can connect you with the right person that can help knock that wall down to help you to be successful. So it is very different than other states, and that's why we really should be leaders in doing this as we go forward.
This is also an event that's not built just for Textron or major manufacturers. It's really built for both large corporations and small businesses. You know, we've got a Providence retailer in the other room who's coming up next. It's really a day for him if he's looking at bringing in interesting products or developing products and looking to push those out. It's informative in those ways. Who should attend this?
Well, first of all, thank you for saying what you just said, because you're right. It should be anyone that's involved in either importing and exporting, whether you're worried about your global supply chain. And you can sign contracts, but if you're not getting the goods that are coming in to help you, you won't survive in business. This can help break down the barriers, learn from others, best practices, how they finance their business model. So it should be CEOs, CFOs, chief operating officers, small business owners that want to get involved in a new country. Through the world. Through Brian, the Chafee Center, we can help give you advice about those rules in that particular country you want to do business with. But you know what? You can network with people that have already been through the process, that started out just like yourself and moving up to a much larger company later on. So there, anybody in business that wants to get involved in exporting or has importing issues, this is a perfect conference. If you look at some of the items on our agenda, we're talking about cybersecurity, financing businesses, world trade, talking about exporting, China and the United States trade. We're going to have a speaker at lunchtime. And we have the Undersecretary for the United States Department of Commerce for International Trade, who's going to be a speaker at this event. So we're giving you, any business leader, access to people in power to talk about what those issues are, to ask questions and resolve your problems.
We've talked a little bit about Europe and international trade there, but obviously the other portions of the Americas are critical parts. There's a large and growing Latina community here in Rhode Island. Huge opportunities to go south, and significant business opportunities. There's also financing opportunities, both here as well as in partnership with other economic forces.
Right, and that's one of the things that the World Trade Center and the Chafee Center have always done, is to help match your idea with the financing opportunities, because I've seen, as a CPA, I've seen with a lot of clients, great ideas end up on the floor because they can't finance the deal. When you come to a conference like this and you meet people who could help you finance that first contract, who could give you a letter of credit to get started, and then you're on your way to be a success.
Ernie, what else should people do? It's in May. It's the exact date?
May 22nd.
May 22nd.
At
It's
Bryant.
up at Bryant. It's always at Bryant.
Always at Bryant, yes.
And when do folks need to sign up for?
Well, you can sign up. Well, you could sign up right up until the day of the event.
Yeah.
I hope you don't do that. You should sign up. You can sign up now. You can go to Bryant's website. You can go to the Chafee Center, and you can sign up online to come to this event. And even if you want, you can just call Bryant and the Chafee Center, and they'll sign you up over the phone to go to this event.
We'll have all the links and tie-ins, social media connections in tomorrow's article, so you'll be able to connect to those. Last word from you?
Well, I think this is a great opportunity for you, anybody in business that wants to come and network, to learn new ideas, best practices, learn about things that could hurt you in business that you can avoid, and learn things that could help you to be a success. And I really look forward to seeing you all May 22nd at Bryant University.
Great. We're going to be right back. Stay right here. We're going to be right back in about 30 seconds with our next guest on Small Biz. We'll be right back.
Thank you.